It's Dan's birthday. Starting off the podcast, letting everybody know it's Dan's birthday.
Wow. This time it's going to be 2 months later, but you know.
Maybe you'll get a bunch of late gifts.
It'll be Thursday.
It's still late.
It's true.
But all the best people are born in January.
It's true. Yeah.
It's very true.
There's some exceptions.
No.
What's the big year?
37.
Wow.
Great story. I was out to dinner yesterday.
You're older than
Is
me?
it going to be a long story? Because we got to start
you
this
were older
podcast.
than me.
Yeah, by like a couple months, right?
I thought I was way older than you by like a couple grays, dude.
You have more restaurant miles on you than I
Yeah, sure do. April.
I turned 40 in November.
You do?
I this past November I turned 40.
Get the fuck out of here.
do. See what happens
I'm
when you
40
take
in
care of
May.
yourself? You look
What the fuck? I age like a goddamn banana, dude. My wife's Asian and
47.
she's older than me. She gets ID. You're 47?
Yeah.
All right, I'm out of here, dude. At least Karl looks old.
Can't say that word.
Yeah.
What, Asian?
Carl?
Asians
You can say
Asians Asians age well
Yeah, absolutely. Young gets ID'd. She's 37.
all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Asians don't raisin.
That's the saying.
Joel's actually 15. You never even
Got the attitude of a fucking 15-year-old, I'll tell you that. All right, here we go.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right.
Welcome to the Bar Talk Podcast. I am your host, Andy from Inebriart.
And I'm Jordan Chabot of the Speedwell Tavern.
Hello, everybody.
And joining us today is Karl from the New World Tavern.
Hello, everybody.
He's also allowing us to record. Thank you, Karl, at
You're
the New
welcome.
World Tavern.
Cost me more drinks than a Saturday night.
We also have Dan Mahoney of Stats.
What up?
And Curtis Chin of, what's the name of the distribution company, sorry?
Deutsch Family Wine and Spirits.
I couldn't pronounce Deutsch anyway, so
It's all
I guess
good.
I can.
Yeah.
All good. Thanks for having me.
That's the
Thanks for being here.
cryptocurrency, right?
Yeah, Deutsche Coin, yeah.
Pretty sure you can't say that word.
You can buy moonshine and Everclear without
it.
anyone ever knowing.
Love it.
But we brought you on the show today to talk about the liquor industry. I don't think we've had a liquor distributor on before.
Yeah.
And so we're recording in January. Happy birthday, Dan.
Thank you.
Nice. Happy birthday.
Say happy birthday.
Happy late birthday to you,
Thanks,
Andy.
buddy.
When was your birthday? It was last week,
Oh,
right?
my God. Can we get on with the podcast?
At least someone wished you happy
This
This
birthday.
makes me
On
want to
your
do
birthday.
it more.
Love it.
I sense Karl getting
so it's
angry.
January, so it's dry January.
Yeah, I've heard that.
It's I
I've
work
tried
at a
it.
craft beer cellar, and we see a significant dip
Mm-hmm.
in customers. And I mean, do you guys see that at the bars and stuff? I assume.
We did for a
Well,
week.
yeah, we're a little slower now than we would like to be, but it happens every year. Whether it's, I mean, you just don't know what it is. Is it people getting their Christmas bills? Is it people getting, dry January? Is it people making their New Year's resolutions? Is it too cold out to come out? Who knows?
Yeah, slow season, slow season.
All I know is it's a slow season.
Yep, and we don't really care why it's slow season.
Right,
You don't
we
even
don't care why.
I'm done fighting for it too. Like I know, I just chalk up January and even into like February as like it's gonna be slow. Now this is time where we can kind of recover from the holidays too, rewire, retool, get our staff back up to speed, and just kind of take your lumps. If you're fighting for business right now, at least in Plymouth, I don't know about other places, but it's kind of tough. You're just kind of wasting your energy because, like you said, so many factors.
And you do walk around, because, we are downtown, there's a lot of restaurants and bars. You walk around and look in everybody's windows and, somebody will come by and say, oh, yeah, it's quiet everywhere. Yeah, that still doesn't help my business.
yeah, right. At least you don't take it personally.
Right. It's
Right.
not like everybody else is crowded
Misery
and you're
does help
not.
company,
Yeah.
but it still doesn't help you.
Right.
Well, and I mean, on our side, it's definitely a combination of everything.
Right.
For me as a supplier, coming out of December, it's the end of the year for a lot of distributors to try to hit numbers and all that stuff. So on our side, it's everyone is buying in to finish up the year,
Right.
and then January is a dead month. I mean, it really is.
So you guys feel it
So we
too.
feel it too. Yeah, no doubt. We, as a supplier for my company, we finished up the year great. December was an unbelievable month. I mean, so I work with Martignetti as well as Ruby Wines, and so just an example with regards to one of my brands, Redemption Whiskey. Martignetti sold about 13, almost 1,400 cases of Redemption in December, which is the largest month that we've ever had.
Let's go.
And so, so obviously December was great. But yeah, we jump into January and everything comes to a screeching halt. It's just kind of how the business always rolls, especially around here, as weather gets colder, and like Karl said, holidays have ended. All those bills are coming in now, so people are going to pull back. Plus, also on top of everything, with regards to dry January and all that, people are marketing that a ton now.
Yeah.
You see it everywhere, and
He's the
so
poster child for that.
I know. Look
yeah,
at me.
right.
It's working out great.
And so it's I feel like a lot of consumers, a lot of people just take January as almost a reset for themselves. However long that lasts. Will it last a week? Will it last a whole month? Will it last further than that? It all depends on the individual, on where they go with it.
Right.
And, we promised not to bring up COVID this episode, but we're going to bring it up anyway.
Yep.
I love how I said something about
I know.
I don't want to talk about that.
I'm sick of talking about COVID, but, with the spike in COVID, it's people are just not going out.
That's
so I
it.
guess my
Yep.
question for you, in here in Massachusetts, we have on-premise and off-premise. So on-premise is, you drink where you buy it. And off-premises, you buy it and take it home.
Yep.
Is there a big sway in sales with COVID between the two?
Oh, yeah.
Liquor stores buying a lot more and the bars buying a lot less.
So obviously 2020 was a record year for any supplier, any distributor, really, because of COVID, and because of the off-premise, all the retail. Retail was unbelievable. We can't. There's no way to match those numbers. I'll be honest. My company had a 5-year plan, and we were going into our third year of that 5-year plan in 2020. We hit our 5-year plan in 2020.
That's crazy.
It's,
Everyone just hung out and drank.
it's unbelievable.
Yeah, at home.
And you're
At
not
home.
buying one drink.
At
You
home.
can't go to the package store and just buy one drink.
Exactly.
You buy a bottle.
Right.
And
You
and
buy
then-
cases.
Right,
It's
and you're getting it
cases.
for cheaper because you're not paying the
Yeah.
on-premise price. We got to pay for our liquor license, our staff, all that. So
Right.
you're paying at a premium to drink at a bar.
Right. And
I can only imagine.
Obviously, 2021, there was obviously a dip in the retail side that dropped because you can't match 2020.
And plus the bar's open.
Plus the bar's open. So now that's just no. You take that business, that lost business from retail, which in all reality wasn't a whole lot. It was there, but everybody, for the most part, everyone was still above their 2019 numbers, which is what you really want to look at. But then bars all opened up, and so on-premise wise, we had a tremendous year with on-premise because we didn't have that in 2020.
Right.
So then you look at it, you're like, how did we have a record year in 2020? Well, it's because of COVID and everybody stayed home and everyone was buying in bulk
Right.
compared to going in, grabbing a bottle, heading home.
And it might be people that typically don't keep booze at home. And now you have
Exactly.
people with a little bit more money, not people going in there buying, a cheap whiskey or cheap vodka. You got people who I used to drink Stoli at the bar. I used to drink Redemption whiskey when I would go out.
Yeah.
Now they're buying that whole bottle for their house. That's a whole different consumer you weren't even tapping into before.
Right.
Because they didn't have a choice. That was the way they could get their
And
drink.
there's people who are realizing if they have to stay with their spouse 24/7, they have to be shit.
Yeah. And, another thing that we noticed was, with regards to COVID was obviously all the name brands really took a huge spike because no one was shopping around a liquor store anymore.
Right.
Everyone was either had a plan on what they wanted. They go in, get their case, and they're out. They're
Yeah.
not shopping around,
They don't wanna,
they don't
hang
want to,
out.
exactly.
Yeah,
they don't
there's
want
no
to
more
spend,
browsing.
yep. So, for one of our brands, Josh Sellers, again, the numbers that we had in 2020 for Josh was just outrageous.
And it's everywhere
And it's
now.
everywhere, and it's, it's a
Speedwell
great,
Tavern.
yep, absolutely. It's here at New World Tavern as well.
That's BBC too.
It's at BBC as well.
Doing a good job,
Oh,
Curtis.
I'm doing it. Hey, man, gotta do what you can.
That's you, but
But no, it's like it's a brand like that that has taken off, during these challenging times, and it's just it's a it's kind of a unique brand because it's not considered that low end type of wine.
Right.
It's right kind of mid tier, almost borderline premium wine that everyone loves, and that's the type of stuff that consumers are looking for right now, just because it's easy and everyone knows it and everyone understands the quality of it, and so they'll run with it. It's hard to say no to Josh.
Right.
So
So I opened the beer cellar on January 1st, and the first customer came in and immediately bought non-alcoholic spirits. Do you guys carry that? Is that
We
is that
don't.
like a growing trend?
It actually it is, and in a sense, because again, come January, everyone's kind of resetting themselves. Now, everyone still loves the taste of a gin or a taste of vodka or taste of wine, but they don't want to have the added calories and the added and the alcohol with it. So they're trying to. We see more and more brands coming out with non-alcoholic spirits. We right now don't have any, but you look at a lot of restaurants and bars, even around Plymouth, everyone has a mocktail now.
Yeah.
Prior to, I don't know,
It's been. I mean,
20
It's crazy. I'm going to pay cocktail prices for juice.
right.
But that's the thing. Everyone, there's so many places now that have a designated section on their menu for a mocktail. So yeah, I mean, so that's I guess that's a new trend.
Yeah.
In the market.
Like through the roof.
Yeah.
Tons of them.
Yeah. So it's interesting to me. I don't know enough about the non-alcoholic spirits side of things, but I do see it out there a lot more.
How many mocktails they got at Stats?
0. South Boston's a believe in sober January.
Is it a regional thing?
No, I don't know. Maybe.
No.
That'd be curious.
Dry January?
Yeah.
I thought it was always dry February. No. It was the shortest month.
No, that was me. That was my thing.
Yeah,
that was just me. Yeah.
Makes sense.
Yeah,
I mean, if you're gonna pick a month, you want the shortest
usually
one.
I did February.
Dry January
Super
1st.
Bowl's over and then
Yep.
And sober October was always a thing.
Yep.
Some people,
Yeah.
I know some people that give up drinking from January 1st until St. Patrick's Day, and St. Patrick's Day is their first day drinking again.
That's a tough way to go at it.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Those are the guys puking in the alleyway.
When you want to feel like an amateur again. That's got to be a better thing for. I've never really thought about that with us on premise for January. Like I was saying earlier, you just kind of chalk it up as a lost month or like as a month to rebuild or restock or whatever. But with the culture kind of changing and the stigma kind of changing on non-alcoholic beverages and cocktails, if you lean into that a little bit in January and kind of commit to it, it's a year-round thing now. You're not going to be stuck with all this non-alcoholic shit that you brought in for January. And same goes for the supplier. Like, there might be some sort of way to kind of curb around the January blues, you know what I mean? If you kind of lean into that.
Just start small. Don't blow up like
Yeah.
75 different things. Then until you get stuck with it.
Right.
Start with one.
I've upped my non-alcoholic beer supply over there, and when I first did it, it went really, really well, and now we kind of whittled down to 2. You know what I mean? Instead of just having St. Pauli Girl NA, now we have a couple good craft ones, but they move just as fast as any other can I put.
Worst case, you'll drink them. So
Yes, it's
That's why
true.
they move.
Yeah. I've been on those Lagunitas hop sodas, man. Those things are awesome. It's just seltzer water with hops in it.
And I think a lot of people, when they try to get a non-alcoholic brew at a bar or something, it's not cheap.
No.
It's the same price
Yeah.
as a regular beer.
It might be
Don't
more.
Go in thinking that, don't go in thinking that you're going to get a non-alcoholic beer and it's going to be $2.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Stats.
It's an additional process because they actually
There's
brew an
nothing at
alcoholic
$2.
beer, right? They brew an alcoholic beer and then they remove the alcohol, so they're adding a step at the end, so
Right.
the tastes good instead of just making a sort of a beer syrup non-alcoholic.
dirty trash water.
Yeah, dirty trash. Gross.
Well, I mean, I think that's part of what has made it such a big thing is they're working on it. They're making it good. It's not just O'Doul's.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I guess a question for you guys is, so with
It's our show. We ask questions.
I love it. But with with January here, and prior to, like, have you guys thought about adapting your menus to kind of accommodate people that are trying to eat healthier and do healthier things? I don't know if that is something that you guys
Well,
have really thought
we
about.
both say yes and no at the same time. because,
Correct.
Yeah, you don't want to eliminate any customers.
Of course.
I know a lot of craft beer bars that, I think we all know at least one of them, that wouldn't carry any domestic beers. It was all craft beer. So somebody went in for a Bud Light, they're like, well, we don't carry that. I don't know of a lot of people that are going to go, with groups of 4, and that one guy's going to say, I don't want to go to this place because they don't have X. Then you lose that whole party of 4.
Right.
So carry, my philosophy is carry something for everybody, but you don't need to have 13 gluten-free items, 13 vegan items,
Right.
Correct.
You have some so that you're not eliminating everybody, but we serve bar food. And if people come in and say, I can't believe you don't have mozzarella sticks, which we don't have. People come and say, oh, I can't believe you don't have mozzarella sticks. And I'm like, well, I don't have sushi either.
You used to, though.
Yeah, you can't. No, we never had sushi.
No?
But you can't be that place for everybody. You got to be your own place. And if people want, chicken parm, which we don't have, they'll go to the Italian place across the street. So you can't really cater to everybody, but you do want to have something that everybody can come for.
Unless you're the Cheesecake Factory.
They can have it.
Dan said, he's like, you don't want to try and stock 15 vegan recipes.
Nope.
And then have no vegan show. And then you're stuck with this
Right.
Right.
produce that's going to waste.
Right. Yeah, and you guys have your staples too, right?
Right.
You're not going to go away from that.
You do what you do best.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And you know when a vegan comes into your restaurant because they'll tell you.
Oh yeah.
That's 2 podcasts in a row you've told that.
Not everybody listens to all the podcasts. But yeah, you want to have something for everybody.
Sure.
Yeah, you build your menu sort of that way, where it's general enough where you can kind of touch as many bases as possible without having no identity. So you just highlight the things that are more in theme, like seasonally. I'm going to highlight my salads this month when I do my social media posts because I know there are certain people that are like, oh, I can't go to Speedwell because all they have is fried chicken. So now I can remind those people, no.
So you got to wait till next month. You still have football.
I know. Well, no, I can do that too. Like, I can do both. You know what I mean?
Healthy chicken wings.
I don't want to promote chicken wings right now. They're so fucking expensive.
You don't have to, buddy. They're
unbelievable.
Save a chicken, eat a salad.
It's
dude.
unbelievable.
Have you seen prices skyrocket in
Oh, yeah.
your industry?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, January was when a ton of brands took price increases.
Yeah.
Across the board. My company took some as well, and we're planning on taking some more come I think around May, and I know other suppliers are doing the same thing. I mean, it's the cost of everything. I mean, all goods.
Yeah.
Food.
So what wine do you have that's a little cheaper than Josh? So
Yellowtail. That's one of my brands.
Because we save our bottles. Wow.
Yes.
How's old cranberry juice out back getting ready?
Yeah. No, I mean, across the board. And it's not just us; it's everyone, and especially anything that's coming from overseas, because that cost of shipping has skyrocketed as well. So and unfortunately, everyone is still dealing with supply issues, especially with stuff coming overseas. But everyone has to, everyone is taking the measures to offset some of those costs.
I was talking to a friend of mine. She's lived in this country, I think, 10 years now. She's from Greece.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what's weird is you go into the grocery store and there's no chicken. Not like no chicken wing, just no chicken.
No chicken, yeah.
And she goes, that's like the rest of the world is kind of like that all the time. And I'm like, I know. I'm coming from a privileged place living in the United States. Because it's how fragile that supply chain is.
Yep.
Feeling it, man.
Yep.
There's all that stuff too, with like you said, because stuff coming overseas. Like you got stuff just stuck in the Pacific Ocean, just chilling right now.
Waiting.
I mean, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but in the last 2 weeks ago, eggs have doubled.
Yeah.
Because now in Massachusetts they have to be non-caged chickens.
Right. Which
I
means
understand
nothing.
why is the eggs going up. Right. Well, I don't understand why the eggs are going up if you take the cages away.
Yeah, because
I don't know.
you can
Well, I
hold
just-
less. You can hold less chickens in a space, I guess.
They
or-
run away.
Yeah, they run away.
The eggs run away?
Chickens.
Like, it's just
They
why
cross
is it
those
always
roads.
going to be about the chicken? That's the thing. Like, there's other animals. Like, what? Fuck, man. In the last 8 years, I've dealt with nothing but chicken issues. Oh, don't open up a chicken restaurant. Jesus.
Chicken is Jordan's trigger word today.
Sorry.
Chicken's the new white
Used to
meat.
be my safe word.
That's why we don't use real chicken here at the New World Tavern.
That McDonald's chicken nuggets. The pink slime.
You ever get a mozzarella stick when there's really nothing inside?
Yeah, delicious.
Yeah, that's
though.
like our fried chicken here.
it's just a hollow
It's a hollow thing.
Dude, there might be a market for that.
Listen, man, listen. You're supposed
healthy
to save
chicken
the self
fingers.
plug until the end.
Oh, that's right. I mean, at Speedwell.
So, during lockdown and shit, when people couldn't go out, were you guys trying to do? Did you change your method of selling?
Oh God,
Online? Were you doing virtual shit?
absolutely. I mean,
Sorry to talk about COVID, Karl. But you brought it up.
That's okay.
it totally changed my approach and as a sales force and everybody's approach. I mean, it's a whole new way of selling now. Obviously you got plenty of people that are happy to meet one-on-one, face-to-face and all that, which is typically the same, but to do everything virtually, it's totally different. Trying to taste people on wines and spirits and everything like that virtually is
This is
just
delicious.
It's fucking impossible.
It's
You guys
just
can taste it.
yeah, it's brutal, and obviously, you can communicate via email and all that as much as you want to, but everyone only has so much time.
Yeah.
And and then on top of that, you also don't want to feel like you're an asshole and you're nagging someone through email or through text and stuff like that. So
Right.
it's just and for me, I'm a person. No, I'm a people person. I work best in front of someone.
Right.
And for me, it was very difficult to try to navigate through all of that, all those changes. It was hard to not be able to be in front of someone and work on deals and work on drops and work on new placements and all that.
Yeah, I imagine.
Because on top of all that, with especially what you guys are dealing with, lack of staff and lack of time to really dive into any of your wine lists or your cocktails or any of that, you're going to stay with your staples. You're just going to keep going with that, and to make changes for you guys is probably about 5 to 10 different steps to do
Right.
with one item, let alone however many. So
And especially where we are, and people come in and they want Tito's and soda.
yep.
And if you're a busy bar and people come up saying, "Give me a Tito's and soda," you're not saying, "Well, instead of Tito's, I have this
Yeah.
vodka that you get."
Yeah.
You just don't have the time.
Don't have the
It's like,
time.
You gotta go. You gotta go.
Yep.
You gotta go.
We are
Yep.
production now.
Yeah.
and-
So it's tough to sit down and talk to people about trying something new and trying a craft brand,
Right.
Rather
Yep.
than the mass-produced brands.
Right.
It's tough to do on the on-premise.
turn and burn, baby.
Yeah. It really
Well,
is.
and that's the thing. I mean, so the one thing that I did find with COVID and the on-premise side is, if a place had a set cocktail list, consumers were diving at that all the time because they've been stuck at home this whole time,
Mixing their own shit.
mixing their own shit,
Yeah.
drinking a Tito's and soda, drinking Tito's and tonic all the time. But when they finally are comfortable to go out, they see a cocktail list. They want a cocktail. They want someone to make them a cocktail, which was huge. I mean, however, the other thing was trying to make sure that these cocktails were simple
Right.
and easy to make because you guys
short-staffed.
short staffed.
Right.
You got it, like you said, turn and burn.
Yep.
So That was
Batching
another.
things.
Yep, batching things. That was another. Concept that really, kind of, really became bigger. Was trying to figure out cocktails to be able to batch and still maintain its character of a cocktail.
Right.
So it was a lot of those challenges and a lot of navigating through all of that that has been difficult at times. But I feel like a lot of places, like you guys, have really kind of grasped that as well and kind of ran with it too. So,
Well, let me ask you a question, Curtis. 'Cause
yeah.
You deal with all the spirits. A few years ago, when it was the seltzers, and that first came out, I never saw the big wave that it was going to be. I never saw.
I don't
it.
think
either.
anybody did, man.
Nope.
And now they're coming out with these cocktails in a can. And I can see people going to the liquor store and buying some and taking home. You don't have to make a drink. You have a drink right there.
Yep.
Pour it in a glass with ice, and you're all done. But I'm getting a lot of people coming in here, supplier-wise, and asking me to carry them. And the thing that I don't understand is if I'm going to a bar, a restaurant, whatever the case may be, I want even the easiest drink, like a vodka and soda. I want it to be made at the bar.
Yeah.
I don't want it to come out of a can. It seems to be the next craze coming forward, and there's everything. I mean, you can get just
Everything.
about any drink in
Yeah.
a can now.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tequila, gin, rum, vodka. I guess, am I out of the loop with these now? I mean,
The one appeal I always saw with
I
that.
can fire all my bartenders and say, here's a can.
Well, unlike most industries, well, I shouldn't say that, but the unique thing about alcohol is like they're just making the spirit and they're expecting you to interpret what to do with it. Now you're getting direct from the people not only that are making the spirit, what they think it should taste like in a cocktail. So there's that element, like all the money backing that, the time, the effort. They know their product better than anybody. So like if they're making a Bloody Mary in the can, like that's what they want their Bloody Mary to taste like, not what your bartender who could have been working 10 years behind the bar or 2 months behind the bar. It's a consistency thing, I think, and it's that level of comfort like, oh, this company is canning their cocktails. It must be good for them. They must have practiced this. They must have got it perfect before they put it in a can. So, and I think it's the vessel. I think people just like drinking out of cans sometimes. I know I'm kind of like that.
You like it in the can, do you?
I love it in the can, baby.
No, it's definitely the next kind of phase in the industry. We've gone. I was in the same boat with the seltzers. I remember working for Knife, and the first seltzers came out, and I was like, "Who is going to drink a seltzer, an alcoholic seltzer? That just makes zero sense."
Zima all over again.
Zima, exactly.
Yeah.
Zima all over again. And what do you know? It just absolutely destroyed.
Yep.
And
The timing was perfect.
timing was perfect. It was, and again, that's when the whole health phase really started to dive in. And,
Carb counting.
and
Flipping
all,
the food
Now
pyramid
I hear
upside
which
down.
is which
Now
is interesting.
I hear they're coming out now with seltzer, but it's like soda flavored, like Coca-Cola, Diet Coke, whatever.
Yeah, because Coke and Pepsi have
But it's alcoholic.
yes, it's alcoholic, and they're
You
diving
never
into the
Coke in a
yeah.
can?
They have to because
They
I'm
have
sure
to.
they're taking
Oh,
a
yeah,
hit, right?
absolutely.
I can't figure it out, but
That's
Yep.
weird.
Yep. So it which is funny because going back to the whole health thing and carb counting and all that. These cocktails in a can, I mean, you don't want to know what's in the calories in these things,
Right.
because it's all sugar.
but a lot of it is
But-
only 5% alcohol too.
Right.
So
Yeah.
you can get
So
a
you're-
vodka soda in a can, and it's only 5% alcohol.
But you're paying $12 for it.
Exactly. So I think you're right, Jordan, in a sense that it's that convenience thing.
Yeah.
Right. And it's the consistency thing. So if you find one that you like, and every time you have it, it's always going to be the same. Whereas, you want consistent bartenders at your establishments, and for the most part they are. And but that's again like what Karl said was, when you go to a bar, you want the novelty of having a bartender make you a drink.
Right.
So, sure, having a few, in your cooler isn't going to hurt you, but I don't know if that's really, in my opinion, the way the market is going with regards to the on-premise side.
Yeah.
Now, on the off-premise side, I mean, that's easy,
Yeah.
because you can go in, grab four different 4-packs, hit the beach, hit the boats.
Yep.
With these, not have to deal with a bottle and a mixer and lime and all that stuff.
Glassware,
whatever.
Right.
So yeah, retail side, sure.
It's hard to roofie someone too when they're drinking out of cans.
It's you got to get it. You got to time it right.
I mean, you have to have a really good shot.
So yeah, on the retail side,
there's a lot of hey look.
Yeah. Hey, look at that. What's that? So yeah, on the retail side, it definitely makes sense, for that convenience side. I've tried a bunch of them just to kind of see what they're like. Some are good, some are some are okay, some are terrible.
Yeah.
But you're gonna find that.
Right.
So is it gonna
You're
be
finding that now with the seltzers. I mean,
Yep.
everybody, even the
Everyone
small
has
craft guys, are all coming out with an alcoholic seltzer.
Yep.
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 And you can get
So-
them everywhere. Like,
Which I think it's really good if you have your own and you're a small brewery, you got a little not a brew pub but a brewery that everybody comes in kind of drinking at. You got to have that seltzer maybe for the people that come in that don't want beer.
Yep.
right. Yeah.
Sure.
But yeah, it's an expensive thing to buy. It's not.
Yeah, it's not cheap.
Craft seltzers are not cheap.
Nope.
No.
Nope. So
So how much is it? So I remember when I first moved to Plymouth, like one place had Brussels sprouts as an appetizer. Within 2 years, every place had Brussels sprouts. Like, how much is it chasing a trend or trying to find like? Are you looking for the next big thing, or are you just kind of like, I want to focus on like what is the staples? Like, kind of goes to everybody. Like,
Well, I
to
think the
find.
staples are the next big trend. I mean, your staples were a trend at some point.
yeah,
Yeah.
Right.
So
But I mean,
no
like
matter
the
what you
seltzers,
do,
we're seeing the
it's
seltzers. I mean, aren't selling like they used to.
It's hard to be the first person though for that.
I'm not
stuff,
sure if
too.
that's a true statement.
Okay.
I think the seltzers are selling just as much as they used to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's also winter, so like you'll see that tick up quite
yeah.
a bit when the weather gets warm again.
Yep.
It's not dry January.
Yeah, I think the seltzers are still selling well.
Well,
It's
as
not, you're not getting,
a category, yes.
yeah. But now everybody has. a seltzer.
Everyone has
So
it, so it's
They say
very
White Claw is down.
saturated.
Well, White Claw
Yeah.
is down because now there's 50 other companies
Exactly.
selling it rather than 2.
Exactly. Yeah.
So-
And and that's the thing. Seltzers have eaten away at all different aspects of the industry, including, like you said, Jordan, including sodas.
Right.
Right. Because it's just. I mean, it's the market is as big as it is, no matter where you're at, and with all these seltzers coming into the market, it's got to take away from everything.
Absolutely.
And so the wine world has really gotten hit. Obviously, the beer world has really gotten hit. It is funny because the spirits world has still maintained, and it's I don't truly know the reason for that.
Sugar.
Sure.
Yeah, I think that might be it.
Yeah.
And that's like sort of the common denominator is it's like you think of beer, you think of wine, and
Oh,
now
you're saying people are getting away from the sugar
because of the
Gotcha.
sugar. Yeah, I think that's really like the underlying thing for this whole situation. I think it was what blew up seltzers in the first place because like someone like me, I jumped on the no sugar train 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Lost a bunch of weight, and now I can't. Well, I'm drinking non-alcoholic beers right now, but like it was always like, oh shit, I can drink White Claws? Oh, fuck, I'm all set. You know what I mean? And I think it's just across the board. So now I look at a glass of wine, I'm like, I'll never be able to have that again. I'll never, like, I think a lot of people are thinking that way.
So the people that went from beer think they're drinking healthier if they drink a seltzer.
or a
Yes.
vodka soda.
So they're
Yep.
a healthier alcoholic.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I did.
Yes.
And now
Yeah.
I'm on non-alcoholic stuff
Yeah.
because I learned my lesson.
Well, it's also like a big concept is clean and being clean.
Right.
Right. And sugar is a major factor in order to be clean. Is you got to cut out sugars, and so, people are thinking, I'll have 5 White Claws and be fine. Mm-hmm. But if I had 2 beers, I won't be.
Correct.
Right. When it comes to that, that type of thinking.
What do you think, Dan?
Yes.
Fresh off a bathroom break.
So, but no, you're right. It's a lot of sugars, and that's why when it comes to spirits, obviously, most of the sugars in spirits is going to be coming from any mixers that you use.
Right.
That's why you see a lot of vodka sodas and more so vodka sodas now than vodka tonics, because
Right.
tonic has sugar in it.
People didn't think that.
People didn't think it.
Now they know.
They do. Yeah, it's crazy. So I think that's why that's one of the reasons why tequila really took off as well. Because tequila is actually one of the cleaner alcohols to consume for your body than anything else, because it's all natural.
There was some Men's Health article that came out a couple years ago too, saying like tequila was a metabolism booster or something, like some sort of miracle spirit. Like, no, it's a hangover booster.
Someone once told me tequila is great for arthritis, and I was like, well, is it because you're too drunk to feel your emotions? Like, I'm not going to argue with you. Just
Well, tequila's also a natural upper as well,
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Well, there you go.
because you need that, right? Because you need more energy.
Yeah, right. Well, oh, I can't have Red Bull and vodka anymore. No, I just have tequila.
The energy to make my bad decisions.
I just drink sugar.
Yeah, I know.
Gives me the energy.
Yeah.
Well, it's all in moderation, right?
That's
Yep.
right.
Yep. That's
3-4 beers an hour.
balances the heat.
I was actually just thinking, because we were talking about those canned cocktails. Would there be a benefit to a bar to going exclusively canned cocktails? Because
And carrying no booze whatsoever.
because you're not ever going to have a heavy pour.
I'll answer that by saying this. If I had the same amount of customers,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
yeah, because you're
If I don't have to buy all the booze and I'm just buying canned product,
yeah.
I mean, your inventory is going to go way down, your cost is going to go way down,
You need less bartenders. You
Yep.
need it.
nobody's over pouring.
Yeah, that was my immediate thought. Is it's
Yep.
gonna be almost like one of those systems that with the ring that goes over.
As a matter of fact,
Yeah,
if that was the case, I would just put all vending machines.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah, I mean, we
Yeah.
talked to
Right?
Katie Thayer on who owns Uva right next door, and for those that didn't listen to that episode, she owns a wine bar next door that is self-serve. So you get a card, you go there, you fill up your own wine glass, and they have staff on to like educate you or point you in the right direction or bring your transaction and to serve you light food. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
you,
you don't have a server, you don't have a bartender, you
Nope.
have a credit
Go in.
card that goes in the machine, you press the button, you get whatever drink you want.
that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put out. That's gonna be the next Bar Talk merch. We're gonna call it the Mixologist 9000.
You can open up a arcade bar.
Yeah.
with just
We're full of slots.
With
I was ready for Vegas.
I love it.
Slot
You know?
this.
All right, you can stop
So.
there.
I don't have to bleep you yet.
Well, what was the question again?
We never know.
How much is
Oh.
how much is a slot?
I remember that. So, Karl is absolutely right. If you're going to have the same amount of customers, sure, of course, because that's going to cut down on a ton of costs with everything across the board. But that's not going to happen. Is because people want to go to a bar for the experience. That's really what it is. I in my opinion, I think.
Right.
I think it's a social atmosphere, honestly.
It has to be.
I mean, we've talked about this, I think, on every other episode. When you go into a place, I want to sit at the bar. My wife wants to sit at the table. And the reason she wants to sit at the table is because I'm talking to everybody else but her. I'm talking to the bartender. I'm talking
You think she'd want the opposite?
So yeah, you do go there for the social atmosphere of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Absolutely.
I agree.
All right, let's. Want to do like one question?
Sure.
I think we got time for one.
Curtis, you ask it.
I'm going to ask a question.
You have any questions?
I don't. Not right now.
All right. This one's gonna kind of. I think. Hopefully, everyone will have something. But I feel like this is a Dan question.
Oh, a Dan question.
Does your bar skip
it about the moon?
songs,
How many
or
drunks?
If you paid, you get to hear it. Period.
Say that again?
So this is in regards to jukeboxes.
Oh.
Does your bar skip songs, or if you paid, you get to hear it?
No,
I have legit walked over and unplugged the fucking jukebox.
yes, you have. I've been there
Because
for that.
They can ruin your whole bar.
Yeah.
Especially you get that guy like, here's $20, I'm gonna play all my songs. So yes, I'll skip your songs, turn all this stuff off, and
Friend of the show, Matt Tiso, used to just tell everybody it was broken.
he would walk. The first thing he'd
Yeah.
walk in, not even go behind the bar, just unplug the jukebox. Like, he wouldn't even give it a chance.
I'm sorry, but like I can see his frustration and yours because one person can totally ruin it. But some nights where you just kind of already lost control anyway, you can make a good amount of money just letting people go off.
Don't get me wrong, I had probably the loosest leash on that jukebox, but like when you get to see the whole vibe, like that's the only time I would ever.
Do you have one of the stats?
No.
All right. So a question for the jukeboxes would be: is it more for a smaller place?
I think so.
Because if it's a big place, people aren't paying attention.
Yep.
And you have more of a chance to piss someone off.
Well, yeah. So why bring it in? Just put on Pandora.
I think it all depends on the place too, though. It's like
I was gonna say, I feel like with Pandora and I don't see them as much anymore.
What do you mean?
Jukeboxes?
Jukeboxes in general.
Yeah.
They do bring other things to the table. Like, I mean, it makes the place money because you got to pay to use a jukebox. I know you pay the vendor too, but the bar makes money off of it. And there's like an app now, and like you can see what other people are playing, and it creates a conversation. Jess is saying, nope, it doesn't. Nope, it doesn't. But I've seen it work at places before, but to be the bartender, small. Only at small places I've seen it work.
Well,
dive bars.
It also takes the pressure off. Like, hey, will you play the song for me? I'm like, no.
Right.
There's a jukebox over there. Go spend your own fucking dollar.
Right.
People come up to the bar and say, "Can you play a song?"
Oh
for me?"
hell yeah. Yep.
See, I usually it's opposite here. I go up and say, "Hey, can I play a song for you?"
Yeah. It's usually Dick Cheese and
Carl's favorite game. Who's this?
Yeah. Who's this?
Don't answer if he doesn't ask you specifically.
That's right. You can't just yell it out, and you don't get extra credit for the movie it was in, or you remember the video.
You know what I've seen happen?
The people who sing it.
With these jukeboxes, when you have the app and you pay through the app and you choose your song through the app, you can do it from anywhere. You don't have to be.
Oh, yeah.
I was just gonna bring that up.
Yeah.
Like, I've heard of bartenders getting tortured. I can't remember.
Yeah, I
Talk
might
about
have
this
told
show.
that
A
story.
buddy of mine has that app and does it, and he thinks it's funny because he plays some songs and they'll shut him off, from the jukebox.
Yeah.
He'll have a couple more beers and then he'll go home, and on his way out of the parking lot, he's starting to play, a million Eddie Money songs. And
Yeah.
and he's cracking up. But you can do it from anywhere.
You
so
can do it
they
from
play the
anywhere.
songs and they're like, "Oh, what the hell? This guy's gone. It's not him."
Right.
I sat on my couch at home and tortured Pumpkin. at
Yes, you
BBC.
did.
Because I know she had no idea I could do it. I'm like sitting there just playing. She's like, texting me. She's like, I think the radio's broken because it's keeps playing random things. I was like, oh, it must be. And just laughing at myself. So.
This bartender at the small bar I was talking about where I thought the jukebox was a good idea, but now I'm realizing maybe it wasn't. She shut somebody off, one of the regulars, and he was a smartass. So there was actually for some reason a SpongeBob song that you could play.
Oh my god!
Every single day he knew it was her shift, he'd play it 10 times. It would people would go in there, they'd play their music, and then you'd hear, "Din, din, 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 din." Oh, here comes SpongeBob again, and it's like a 2-minute song about like the greatest day ever or whatever, and she'd just be like, I can't do it anymore. So yeah, there is a downfall to this.
I know some of them you can pay to put your song ahead
Yep.
to the top of the queue.
See, and he would do that with the SpongeBob.
So I knew these. I was at a bar and these guys were on one side and they knew their buddy on the other side was playing. So they kept just skipping his song. What the fuck, man?
I paid
I paid
for the song. Yeah.
There, Keith Piesco, day drinking alumni, him and his friends used to try to play their own entrance music.
Oh my
When they walked to the BBC, and I would literally shut it off on and piss them
That's
off every
awesome.
time.
That is
You just know it would be
hilarious.
some random song that we would never ever play. I was
Yeah.
like, these fucking assholes are coming in. And I shut the jukebox off on them.
I like that. It's a way to announce that you're going to be there.
Yeah. So the answer to the question is, don't get the jukebox.
Yeah. It sounds like it's a terrible idea.
It's
So, Curtis, this is last call. This is where we go around. We get to plug whatever we want.
Last call.
Last call. And let's start with Jordan.
Oh, Jordan's in the bathroom again.
We'll start with Dan.
I was trying to think of what. Go to Karl first.
We'll start with Karl.
All right, I want to really promote Dry January. Okay.
What a dick.
No, I want to promote downtown Plymouth itself. Come on down, as we talked about before. This is our slow month, so you're almost guaranteed to get a seat at the bar wherever you go. Come on down, support your local restaurants, your local stores, your local locals.
Local.
That's
Local
it.
locals.
Come on down.
All right, now we'll go back to Jordan.
Oh, we're doing last call.
Last call.
You didn't do last call. I was in the bathroom for me.
I did, but you said nothing.
You were back a lot sooner than we thought.
I know, right down to business. My shout out's actually going to Curtis. I last summer kept promoting this Fundraiser we were doing for Finn is a child who has brain cancer. He's still battling. He's doing awesome. But we did a fundraiser along with Curtis and Redemption and Gray Whale Gin. We were able to raise a lot of money for Finn and for the Tomorrow Fund, which is a program out of Hasbro Children's Hospital in Providence that does everything they can to make kids comfortable that are battling cancer. So huge shout out to Curtis. Thank you. Big part of the Plymouth community in so many ways, but that was a huge boost for a dear friend of mine. So
Cool, man.
shout out. Thank you.
Of course. Absolutely.
Over to you, Dan.
Well, I mean, I was gonna originally pick a fight.
That bitch.
I will. I was gonna pick a fight with some nonsensical thing, but now I'm gonna force Jordan Tan to do something, and I'm gonna promote his Hops and Hots Fest he does in March.
Let's go.
Now-
But it's in April this year.
I don't care. It's in March now because I said it. Go check it out. They do good work with the firefighters.
Thank you.
Don't eat the wings.
Don't eat the wings.
April 7th.
Do what I do and
I
make sure
love
you
this.
have to leave to go do something that day.
I love this promo. This is a great promo. Go to Speedwell, don't eat the wings.
I said the same thing. I'm running out of chicken. I'm saying the same thing. Have a burger, please.
Curtis, over to you.
Awesome. Well, first of all, thanks for having me on. This has been great. Well,
You can tell he's new.
yeah, right. Obviously working for Deutsche Family Wine and Spirits, we're here to try to help promote our brands, but also more importantly promote everybody that we're working with. Being here local here in Plymouth, working with Jordan, working with Karl, and a bunch of other places around town. Go around, support the locals, both on premise, off premise, retail stores. My brands, Gray Whale Gin, Redemption Whiskey, Josh Sellers, all brands that have done great things, and I'm excited to continue that. In 2022, there'll be a lot more events and a lot more fundraisers to come. Hope to continue to work with these guys and again try to just build this town and build these guys up and continue on. So cheers to all of you.
Cheers, brother.
You love me some Redemption.
Yeah, man.
So good. Also sponsored Bar Talk Day Drinking.
Yeah.
Yep.
The breakfast episode.
Yes.
Yep.
Breakfast episode.
Check it out. We
Glad
had
I
Gray
missed it.
Whale
That looked like a rough one.
Yeah. Josh Sellers was on there as well.
I don't know. I feel like the Thanksgiving one was pretty rough too.
I think I get yelled at every time I do one of those. I'm glad I missed the last one.
So I'm gonna plug. Actually, so I got a phone call a couple months
What
ago.
a loser talking on the phone.
And I know, right? It was weird. And it was this guy's like, "Hey, my name's Johnny. I'm from Food Court Plymouth," and I'm like, "At the mall?" I had no idea this thing's going in.
Ricardo?
Yeah. So it's a new place. It's called Food Court because it's
Yeah.
on Court Street. That took me a while to kind of figure out.
And they serve food.
And they serve food, but
It's court
damn
goods.
good food.
Yeah. Awesome.
Super good
Awesome
guy.
stuff. Yeah.
And
Johnny and Sarah.
yeah,
Yep.
great people, good food. Check it out. It's at 39 Court Street in Plymouth. I know that because the place before it was called 39 Court Street.
Yeah, right. That was a good
That's
job.
the only reason why I know the address.
He's also the two-time back-to-back winner of the first two America's Hometown Throwdowns that we plug all the time, and he's
way.
so good that they had to disqualify him from competing anymore.
to
Now
make
he's
him
a judge.
right?
That's right. That's awesome.
Yeah, and the Kung Pao ribs. Go
Oh
check
my
them out.
God.
They're amazing.
Unreal.
Yeah. So that's pretty much
Unreal.
it. You can find us on all social medias at BarTalkCast. You can email us with your hate mail at bartalkcast@gmail.com. We got that out. Oh,
Yeah, nailed it.
And that's pretty much it. And we'll catch you guys next time.
Cheers.
Cheers.
See ya.
Bye.
And thanks for checking out the show today, listeners. If you enjoyed the content today, you can go over to patreon.com/inebriart to support the show. You can join over there for just a few dollars a month and help us provide this fun content that you just checked out. You can also email us at inebriart.com with your questions, complaints, and concerns, or you can find us on all social medias at inebriart or at inebriart6 on Instagram. And also don't forget to check out our other shows, Bar Talk Podcast, Old Colony Cast, Inebriart, and all the other shows on the Inebriart Network, which you can find at inebriart.com. Thanks again for listening.